Statistics say that 1 in 3 girls have been abused by the age of 18.
No.
Every 1 in 3 girls. So basically count 1, 2, 3. The third girl has been abused. Children are being exploited via social media.
Yeah, true.
Share a nude picture. Someone says, before I meet you, I want to see how you look like. We need to empower our children on how to speak up, on how to get help.
Welcome to the Youngnfree256 Podcast. We are glad to have you back. I am your host, Zippora Nyambura Oboke, and I'm glad to be joined by my co-host, Kutesa Lydia. Lydia, say hi to the people.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Youngnfree256 Podcast. Good to see you once again, and for our new viewers, good to see you.
Yes, today we are talking about sexual abuse. It's a topic that is a bit sensitive. We are joined by a very knowledgeable lady, a child activist, a mentor, a mental health specialist, a lady I love dearly. I've known her for so long, so I know this conversation is going to be very, very meaningful. Everybody, welcome with me on set my dear friend. She's going to introduce herself so that you get to know her name and you hear her sweet voice.
Hello, my name is Catherine Namoma. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, Zippora, for hosting me. And I'm glad to be here to learn and to empower someone out there. I hope that by the end of this conversation, someone will be empowered and transformed.
Wow. Thank you,
President Tetsuko.
Oh, yeah. The current president.
Excellency.
Do you want me to give all the titles?
Yes.
I am a child activist. I am a mother of 6 children. I am a mentor. I am a human rights activist. And I'm a president of the Rotary Club of Mukono Central. Starting 2026, 2027.
Excellency, we bow. So you're welcome on set, Kathy.
Thank you.
Nice to have you.
Thank you.
I'm sure this conversation is going to be very, very meaningful. Now, sexual abuse is not something that we can really talk about lightly. So to our viewers, if you know someone who has, if you yourself, you've experienced sexual abuse, or you know someone who has, just let them know that support is available, or you know that support is available. You can call us. We're going to leave our handles at the end of this conversation so that you can reach out to someone, but you know that it's actually possible to get help. Sexual abuse is not the end of it. So to our icebreaker, when you hear the word breaking the silence, Tessa, what comes to your mind?
Breaking the silence. It's like getting out of the box of the new norm, something that has not really been talked about, but now it's being put out there and advocated for. So for me, that's what I get with, breaking the silence. You're getting out of, you're talking about something that is not casually talked about most of the time. Like our topic, sexual abuse. Very few people talk about sexual abuse. Some people think it's normal.
Okay. Her Excellency, what comes to mind when you hear breaking the silence?
For me, breaking the silence is giving someone their voice back. It is time for people to get out of the norm of it is okay for what is happening to me to continue happening. You open your voice, you use your voice, you speak out, and you get help. So we are getting out of the norm of some of these things are happening and they should be handled behind closed doors. This is, when it comes to sexual abuse, this is a time for us to actually speak, to actually open our voice and say it is wrong. Our children are suffering silently and we need to empower them to speak up.
Wow, I love the opening already. So what is sexual abuse, Madam Kathy? When you hear sexual abuse, what are we talking about?
First of all, let me say this. I work with an organization called Rescue One More. And this is an organization that is committed to supporting children that have been sexually abused. And we've been working, we have offices in Mukono, in Kampala, in Wachiso, and in Jinja. We also mentor organizations in different districts that want to execute the same program.
Children, what ages?
Children, any child as long as they are below the age of 18.
Okay.
Anyone that is considered a child.
Okay.
And what we do, we have 4 pillars of support. We give them safety, justice, and healing. And then the fourth pillar is prevention. We do go to schools, go to communities, empower leaders, empower parents, empower children to be able to speak up, to be able to report sexual abuse cases, and to be able to support one another through healing. For me, when I think about sexual abuse is any sexual advance towards anyone that is forced. It is not consensual. It is forced. Now, when it comes to children, it is forced even when it appears consensual. So sexual abuse, whether it is just a bad touch, whether it is a suggestion, whether it is penetration, whether it is between two people who have consented, it is still abuse if it's against a child. So we need to empower our children on how to speak up, on how to get help. You will find that as you go along these conversations, you'll find out that most of the people that abuse these children are actually close relatives, family and friends.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. We talked about breaking the silence, and you said that we have to talk about some of these things. So I'm wondering, our podcast is mainly to the Gen Z, but trust me, it helps even so many other people in so many other generational areas, whether us the millennials, or this is a conversation that cuts across everyone. So when we're talking about breaking the silence and having these conversations, I'm wondering, why is this conversation important? This about sexual abuse, especially in light of the Gen Z world, why is this conversation important?
This conversation is important. First of all, the Gen Z that you're talking about are the future leaders of our country.
Yes.
So already that is a necessity for them to be okay. And also, it is important because it is happening in our backyards, in our homes, in our families, in our schools. It is everywhere. Statistics say that 1 in 3 girls have been abused by the age of 18.
No.
Every 1 in 3 girls. So basically count 1, 2, 3. The third girl has been abused. And statistics also say 1 in 6 boys have been abused by the age of 18. That means we are living in a generation of many children or many adults who have been sexually abused.
True.
And in the past, people have not talked about it. People have grown to think it's normal. People have accepted what happened without receiving any support. But the reason why we need to talk about it today is we need a healthy generation. Sexual abuse it affects your mental health.
True.
In ways you cannot even imagine. Well, physically it affects you. For many children that we handle, they've been sexually abused, they've been ruptured, they've been torn, they've been beaten, and some have been strangled in the process of being sexually abused. And so those physical injuries heal. But mentally, something stays on the heart. I mean, when you're cut, a wound is seen, you're bleeding, you put medication, you get healed. But when you're dealing with a child that has been, someone who has been sexually abused, the pain is in the heart.
Yes.
It cannot be seen by a layman. You might appear normal. You might even be playing, laughing, joking, doing everything normally, but something in you has broken.
True.
So we need to talk about those things because these days we are dealing with people who walk, appear normal, but are dealing with a lot, have suppressed a lot. Mental health is traumatic. Sexual abuse is traumatic to someone mentally. So you need to handle it. You need to deal with it from the core for that person to experience healing. And that's not something that is done in a day. It's not something, it's a process. You have to talk about it, cry, scream. These children have suffered. They hate, they are angry, they act up, they compromise themselves. Some of them accept it and it becomes normal. Those are the people you find sleeping with everyone they find because it's become so normal. Some of them have been infected with HIV or with an STI. And because of that, they say, I was abused, I can also do the same thing. They're dealing with hatred. They're dealing with insecurities. They're dealing with self-esteem issues, especially if the abuser was a father or an uncle who was the guardian. And instead of protecting, they abuse their rights towards this child. So we need to talk about it. It is major and it is important.
Wow, that is really good. Talking about sexual abuse in children, there's been a statement, like you could be in court. One time there's a lady I follow, she's called Kutesa Lydia. I think you've heard of her. She's in Zambia. She does advocacy for sexual abuse. But she was once in court, and then a grown gentleman is like, she seduced me. Can you imagine? A 12-year-old seduced a 40-year-old man. She seduced me. That's why I ended up, in this predicament. And then talking about sexual abuse, some people think that it's done only to minors. There are married people who are being sexually abused in their marriages.
Yes.
There are people who are dating and they are being sexually abused. But because it's under the quotation of consent, we are married. What do you mean that I've sexually abused you? We are married. We went to church. We are in a relationship. What do you mean I've sexually abused you? You get? So what is actually consent?
Well, when it comes to consent, I have to give consent. For example, I consented to be here.
True.
Yeah, you cannot put my face out there without my consent.
True.
So when it comes to sexual acts, someone approaches you, you say no. If I sit in your car and you touch me and I say, don't touch me, I've communicated.
Yes.
You shouldn't take it as, she's playing hard to get, which is what usually happens.
Yes.
You're playing hard to get. Your boss makes an advance at you and you say, sir, I want to say this clearly, I am not interested. And your boss says, no, she's playing hard to get. Or what they do, they will make it difficult for you to access a certain service in an office so you can actually give it. So consent is the person who has been given an offer, saying, I agree to this act.
Yes.
And so what you're saying is true, that so many people are thinking they are consenting, but they are actually being abused.
True.
Now, for children, it's even worse. It is illegal.
Yeah.
It is illegal. A child cannot give consent.
Yes.
A child doesn't vote. That's the reason why they are protected by the law.
True.
So when a child, a 15-year-old, goes out with a 40-year-old, you cannot say the child seduced me. The child does not have the mental capability to make that decision. You're making it for them. Maybe you're luring them with money, and most of them are being lured by money, by, a ride. Some of these children are walking miles to school, so getting a lift from a stranger, from an uncle, from a neighbor appears like help, but it comes with a consequence. So it is, first of all, remember, this is a child. And then when you come, they are hungry, and you say, let me give you a piece of cake and a bottle of soda. You're telling them they feel gratified. And they feel like they need to give back to you. And so when you offer that, hey, next time you want this, come to my house. Let's do this and this. And then be sure you will eat every day. Because she's coming from a point of vulnerability, she will give in. It does not mean she has consented.
No.
You have exploited her inequality to your advantage.
True.
Wow, that is something something quite to look at. And then, why is it that some people, we have a lot of, as we mentioned at the start, sexual abuse is something that is not talked about that much. And most times you find that these victims are actually keeping quiet and they don't talk about these things that, they've been sexually abused, or they are having an affair or something like that. So why do the victims, have we created an environment really for these victims to come out and talk about what has been done, the damage that has been done to them, and why do they keep quiet when that happens?
We have not created an environment for them. Sexual abuse is shameful, and because it's shameful, we exploit that part to make the children stay quiet. Now, many of the children we support, you'll find that the abuser has threatened the victim. If you say something, I will kill you. If you say something, I'll stop paying your school tuition. If you say something, you'll be excommunicated from this family. If you say something, you'll be expelled from this school. And because of that, children choose to be quiet. So many times when we interview the child, they're like, if I speak and my dad is taken, who is going to pay my school tuition? Who's going to take care of me? Because of those fears, many of the victims stay quiet. Sometimes they're not supported by family. The girl that started the organization that I work for was sexually abused at the age of 8. She was abused by her father and her uncle for 1 whole year. And they told her they were preparing her for marriage at the age of 8. And when she told the grandmother said, these are family things. Please don't talk about them.
They stay within the family.
Stay within the family. She endured abuse for 1 year until she got tired of it and ran away from home to the streets. And when she was at the streets, that's when she told her fellow street children who told her, no, you can go to police and actually report. When she reached police, she had never stepped in a police station. She didn't know what to say. She didn't know, even when she was sharing her story with a policeman, she was not sure whether she was doing the right thing. And so, because of all that, think about a child of 8. Where is she going to go to report? Sometimes they will keep quiet because even as the parents, we are tough. We have no relationships with our children. If my mother does not talk to me or she continuously puts me down and my father is having sexual relations with me as a 15-year-old, I will not say anything. In fact, I think my father is expressing love to me. I will not say anything because my father will do that and give me favors and maybe give me extra pocket money or give me tuition fee or take me shopping, and he will cover up his act. And so I will not tell my mother what is happening. If we do, many of the times when children tell mothers that the dad is sexually abusing them, the mother becomes very offended.
And ends up protecting the father.
Ends up protecting the abuser, and the child becomes the perpetrator.
Yeah.
I love that part, and I would want you to also talk about something in regards to adults or even young girls who are at campus, and then they're going out with this guy, and the guy is like, you don't want to involve yourself in sexual relations. Which man will you date? Who will not, which relationship will you be in whereby you're not having sex? You know what? Me, I want to end this relationship. Me, I want to, I don't want to be a part of this relationship anymore. Or, they provide that threat, like in regards to the concept that we talked about, they provide that threat, then the person ends up giving in. Because they are like, which relationship will I be in where I cannot have sexual relations? You know that kind of thing. And yet those are lies. They actually lie to them. So kindly also talk about that, because there are so many girls who are in these higher institutions who are going through that. They land on this guy, and this guy has his own issues, unresolved issues, and he's now making this person a victim. It's not rape, but there is also there's also exploitation.
Yes.
Yeah.
This goes back to the values we set in our children while they are growing up. If a parent raises a child to know that they are beautiful, they are enough, they are loved, that child's self-esteem is intact. That child's confidence level is high, and that child's self-awareness is extremely at a high level. And so what university students are going through, we went through. However, there's a difference in how we responded to some of these advances. When a child, for example, growing up, I had a father who continuously affirmed me as a beautiful girl, as a smart girl, as I can excel, I can do everything. And because of that, I carried myself with pride and self-preservation. So when someone in a big car with lots of money approached me at university and said this and this and offered this, and by the way, I was not from a well-to-do family, I would say no. When you say I'm beautiful, say something else.
I already
know that.
I love.
When you say, here is money, I'm like, no.
I don't need your money.
I don't need your money. My father gives me what I need.
Oh.
So if the parents could implant those values early in their children and also reaffirm their children from a young age, that child will not compromise themselves because of an offer of a car, money, an iPhone, whatever offer they give them, because they do not offer to sleep with them without anything on the table.
So what advice?
So my advice to the children that need to, first of all, it is okay for you to say no.
Yes.
It is okay for you to not compromise your values because of anything that you're being offered. And it is comforting for you to realize that someone is going to respect you after that no.
True.
Right now, they might say, yeah, you're not having sex. And then people are going to think, how come everyone is doing it? But you're not everyone. Being able to articulate your no is going to earn you respect.
Wow.
While you're sleeping with everyone because you think, yeah, everyone is having sex, you actually are devaluing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually it becomes stale. Sex is sex. Today it is fun. Tomorrow someone has moved on. And even if you're under the illusion that you're in love, or this person lies to you that, oh, you're in love. Yeah. Today you're passionate. Today I might be passionate about someone. Tomorrow I don't want to know.
I know. I don't even want to look at them.
Very true.
Yeah, so because of that, you cannot gauge a relationship based on sex alone.
Yes.
There are times when sex does not work. Even in marriage. The thing is, we have romanticized relationships too much.
Tell them.
Romanticizing relationships.
Tell them, they're talking about marriage. Aunt Zippy, tell us.
Romanticizing relationships according to what we watch in movies.
Yes.
Yeah? And we think that is the reality. No, that's not the reality. Sometimes sex is not what is necessary for a relationship to thrive. Sometimes it's hard conversations. Sometimes it's dealing with loss. Sometimes it's dealing with struggle. Sometimes it's dealing with work. Sometimes it's dealing with hard children. That sex is in the back of your mind.
Properly. True.
So if you think that you're excited about sex and then you're going to make decisions based on sex, you're headed for disaster.
Wow.
The hammer ding.
Yeah.
At that point,
Is the point clear?
very clear.
Thank you so much. Auntie Kathy, we're in that era of social media.
Yes.
And it's all over, and our audience and many other people are in social media actively.
Yeah.
What role is social media playing in addressing the sexual abuse thing? Is it playing a role? Has it been addressed?
We are still getting there. We have not yet gotten there, but we will get there. However, social media sometimes is doing a disservice. Why? Children are being exploited via social media.
Yeah, true.
Share a nude picture. Someone says, before I meet you, I want to see how you look like.
Even inside.
Inside. Kids are taking selfies of themselves naked and sharing with strangers in the illusion that I'm in love with this person. Children are watching all sorts of explicit material that should not be on media. One click away, you can see sexual acts happening in all angles, with all construed things happening there. And remember, these days, children as young as 6 have smartphones.
Yeah.
So it's a click away. And parents think we are exposing our children to, modernity. You don't have any parental control. And with the new curriculum, there is a requirement for children to actually have smartphones. However, they are at a risk of touching the wrong button.
True.
Even I, when I'm using my phone, it's a matter of one click. One thing comes and says, you have been chosen for this or something like that. And you see there's a click already. And sometimes when you click a pop-up, and when you click on that pop-up, it refuses to go off your phone.
I'm telling you, these things are annoying.
And these days you even find toddlers watching TikTok. Like, do you know how unregulated that app is?
And then TikTok has people sitting in camera and saying, oh my, I'm endowed. Oh my, come and do this. Oh my, come and do this.
On camera.
On camera. There is so much, I don't know the right word in English to use, but in Uganda I would say usegu, going on, that people are actually thinking is okay and normal. Let's talk about more than the sexual abuse actually becoming a problem. There is body shaming that is also influencing children to compromise themselves.
Oh, yes.
because of all this social media influence, you have to look a certain way. You have to appear a certain way.
These days, inverted triangle.
These days, I am perplexed by the fact that girls are not wearing bras. It is considered unclassy these days to wear bras.
What?
You see someone wearing
your boobs should be
with a strapped top. And
but
the boobs
at
are
now,
all
Kakati,
out.
now you're doing this. Mama Balina, this it is okay.
No, but if you have this, cover it up.
Yeah.
There is beauty in secrecy of your body. Your body is a sacred unit. It should not be for everyone to see. Let someone have a bit of imagination. But if everything is out there, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? So social media is doing a lot of this service. People think it's okay to date certain people. People think it's okay for you to expose your nudities. People are doing things in private and putting them on social media for likes.
So in short,
it is being a disservice. And we are in an era where people who say the right things are the problem. If I sit here and I say, do not dress this way, it is disgraceful for you. In social media, you're perceived as, that person is old-fashioned. That person is, So social media we need more voices. We need more platforms like this for children to have a voice. We need to listen to the young people. Yes, it is true. We did things differently in our generation, but because they are struggling with different things, we need to focus on how to support them at the level at which they are suffering.
Wow.
So, Aunt Kathy, we would like to know what would be the immediate effect in case somebody reports that they've been sexually abused or there is an attempt of sexual abuse. What should someone do in case of that?
First of all, in case of abuse, in case someone has been abused, number one thing to do is report to the nearest police station. Go open a police case at a nearest police station. Evidence is lost in the first 72 hours after defilement or abuse. So before the 72 hours elapse, they can actually find the DNA of the person who has sexually abused you. So when you go to police is going to send you to a medical person who is appointed by law to carry out a medical examination to prove that is your first proof of abuse. And once the police surgeon checks you and confirms that you have been abused, your abuser is going to be arrested. So if you report to the nearest police station, a police officer, we have a SGBV desk at most police stations. They will have the mandate to manage a case like that. And I want to reassure the public, police does not have the jurisdiction to end a sexual abuse matter.
Wow.
That's what you need to know. Police is not going to say, no, this did not happen. No, let's close this file. Police's role is to carry out the medical, ensure medical is done, open the file, get interviews from the victim and the complainant, find the evidence, get witnesses to get statements. Police has to visit the crime scene where the abuse happened to collect DNA, also to get evidence. Police has the mandate to arrest. It is not their job to say whether the person arrested abused or not abused. Compile all that evidence, put it in a file, and refer to the state attorney. When the state attorney gets the file, even the state attorney under there, they do not have the mandate to close a file. They will present it to court. It is court that says, no, your evidence is not sufficient for this person to be declared guilty. So once, and I want to assure the public that sexual abuse cases take a long time for you to realize justice. But it is doable and it is possible. We have seen it work over and over again. And also, you also have to remember that sexual abuse has both, there is aggravated defilement and there is simple defilement. So aggravated defilement is for the children below the age of 13. Aggravated defilement is for someone who has HIV abusing a child. Even if the child is 15, that is aggravated defilement. Aggravated defilement has a person of authority authority in the life of the child. That is a father, a mother, a grandmother, a head teacher, a teacher. Those are people of authority who should have protected the child, and they have instead abused. So even if the child is 15, that person has aggravated defilement. Now, aggravated defilement is heard in the High Court. It is a case against government. It is a High Court case. It is a capital offense. Simple defilement is one between the ages of 13 to 17. That is where a child maybe was defiled by a neighbor, maybe by a stranger, maybe a border rider, whichever person defiled. That is simple defilement.
Wow. So they should not keep silent. They should report these things and justice will be served.
And don't wash the victim. If the victim says, I have been defiled now, even if the clothes are dirty, even if the shirt is dirty, the residues are still on them, carry them the way they are, go to police, because DNA is lost in that period of let's wash, let's scrub. And that is where most victims struggle, because you want to
wash off the dirty
things that have happened to you. But if you're reporting a sexual violence case, that is going to be very key.
Wow. And if it's a friend who has been abused, and they have come and reported to you, you should make sure that you're not the one now spreading, hey, Kathy was abused. Please, first and foremost, start by being a friend. Protect a friend. Be that friend's friend. Hold their hand and help them do what Auntie Kathy has told us. So let's also be friends keepers. Thank you so much. We are talking about, this is a Christian podcast.
Yes.
And faith has a role in all this.
Yes.
So what role does faith play in healing? Because now, apart from, we've heard all about the sexual abuse, now we are gearing towards healing. We need healing. You said it might take long, but we are working towards it. So what role does faith play in the healing?
You do know that there is no healing without God. There is no healing without the blood of Jesus coming over that situation, because this is a heart matter. It is a heart matter. I can give you the medication, I can give you the techniques, I can give you every way you can do it. But there is prayer involved.
Amen.
Prayer for the counselor to not get burnout.
Yes.
Prayer for the people who are following up on matters in court. Prayer for the family to accept and support the victim or the survivor. So prayer is needed even for the counselor as she sits and engages the child, for the child to trust. Because most of them have lost trust. So for the child to trust, for the child to hear. So our counselor usually will do counseling not only for the child but for the parent, because the parent is a major role player in the healing of the child. They have to pray for them, they have to support them, they have to walk a journey with them, they have to believe them. So without faith, it is impossible to realize that healing. Remember, it is not a one-day thing.
Yes.
It is continuous. It can take months. It can take a year. You can actually get healed and then get secondary trauma.
Yes.
Maybe by the time you get to court, after three years, you get to court, they call you to come and narrate, you see the perpetrator, and everything flashes back. So faith is important. You have to do it. You have to believe. You have to prophesy. We encourage our children to learn scriptures. We speak scripture over them. They recite the scripture to tell them, no, whatever happened to you does not define you. You're still God's creation. You're still God's perfect. That is what reaffirms them. Yeah.
Wow. I love that so much. So faith is at the end of, we need faith. I mean, it's the one at the top of it. Yes. For healing to come, we need faith, we need prayer, we need to believe, we need to reaffirm the victims, we need to let them know that this is not the end of life. There is more to life even after the abuse. Thank you so much, Kathy. I'm going to ask you rapid fire questions as we wrap up. These are for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready. And Kathy is always ready.
Of course. When you're the president, how can you not be ready?
I'm ready for anything.
Okay. First one word that every young person should understand. We're still in sexual abuse. One word that every young person should understand.
No.
They should learn to say no.
No.
Okay. One thing every parent should teach their children.
Love.
Wow.
Love.
One myth about sexual abuse you wish would disappear. A myth about sexual abuse that you wish would disappear.
It's not so bad. It's not so bad. That's a myth.
It's a miss.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Yeah.
You can deal with it.
You can deal with it.
It's
You're not
normal.
the first.
Fire.
Okay. Lastly, one message for survivors.
One message for survivors. There is hope. There is hope after pain. There is beauty for ashes. You can rise again. You can overcome. You can be whole again. Just believe in yourself. Just believe in the process. Cry if you have to. Scream if you have to. Talk as many times as possible. Forgive.
Yes.
Forgive. Forgiveness is important for you to experience healing.
Yes.
And you can do it over and over again, and you will get there. But it is doable.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is the Young and Free. I hope this message has really helped you. For me, I feel elevated. I feel informed. I feel we need this conversation to continue. If it has helped you, no, we are talking to people who have gone through sexual abuse, and Kathy is very available. You can reach out to us on our social media handles. They're going to be put on the screen. Please reach out to us so that we can connect you to people who can help you. If you have no counselors, if you cannot talk to your parents, or you cannot even tell your friends, but you're there suffering in silence, do not. We are here to help you. So kindly reach out. We are going to connect you to people who are going to help you walk this journey, because we need you alive. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Auntie Kathy, for that very informed session. I feel like, did you hear the statistics in there, Tessa? Where there were numbers in there, not just plain talk. So thank you so much. I'm glad to have you on set. She must be back on set. So you wait, watch the space. She'll be back.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Special thanks to Loza Conference and Training Center, which hosts us every time we have a shoot. We interact with nature. We are outside enjoying the ambience. We thank them so much. And it's a nice place. You can come check it out. It's in Loza on Entebbe Road. Thank you so much for joining us today. That is all we had today on The Young and Free. God bless you.